In Wednesday's edition of 2020 Daily Trail Marker, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announced that she is dropping out of the 2020 presidential race. The New York Democrat ran her campaign on promises to fight for women's rights and policies like paid family leave. As a senator, she gained prominence while pushing for reforms in prosecuting sex crimes in the military. Gillibrand announced the end of her campaign in a video posted to Twitter after failing to qualify for the next Democratic debate.
Hey everyone, I wanted you to hear it from me first, but after more than 8 incredible months, I'm ending my presidential campaign. I know this isn't the result we wanted. We wanted to win this race. But it's important to know when it's not your time, and to know how you can best serve your community and country. I believe I can best serve by helping to unite us to beat Donald Trump in 2020.
CBS News 2020 campaign reporter Cara Korte covered Senator Gillibrand's campaign and joins me now. She also covers the campaigns of Senator Bernie Sanders and Michael Bennet. Thanks so much for being with us, Cara. So let's talk about Senator Gillibrand and why it was that she decided that she could not continue. Obviously, the debate must have had a lot to do with that.
Certainly. She is a United States senator. Mm-hmm. She's not a congresswoman or a businesswoman. She is a prominent politician in America. She failed to make this field of the basically top 10 candidates right now. And you saw in that video, she didn't exactly divulge her diary explaining why she's dropping out. She said it's not her time. In a campaign email they sent out, they said that there was a large field and she struggled, but she did say also in that video that she's going to be dedicated to electing women up and down the ballot from now on. So it'll be interesting to see who she endorses moving forward.
Right. So she was able to sort of grab the spotlight in the last Democratic presidential debate where she went head-to-head against former Vice President Joe Biden's record. And specifically, she questioned him over his commitment to women's rights. How do you think her absence is actually going to affect the next debate here in September?
Yeah, that was a strong moment for her. And also don't forget, she had another strong moment, too, for her in the last debate when she said the first thing she would do in the Oval Office is Clorox the White House.
Moment,
so she had two kind of viral moments, if you will. So what does that mean moving forward if she's not there? I would guess that would mean that someone else, one of these middle tier candidates, there's now a position to go after Biden or go after one of the other front runners, whether that's Sanders, Warren, Harris. If she's not there to take up that oxygen, maybe someone else, perhaps a Julian Castro or Cory Booker, will kind of step into that more adversarial role.
So it's interesting because it was just recently that we heard Senator Gillibrand defend her position when it came to former Senator Al Franken. For people who remember, he was forced to resign after accusations of sexual harassment. She talked about that a lot. She sort of, in recent days, I recall her describing how she felt compelled, to speak out, and that was something that she felt was very important to her. But what is it that sort of episode taught us about this moment in time, because you have this intersection of politics and the Me Too movement?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Remember, when this happened, it was the height of the Me Too movement. She was the first senator to step out and say he has got to go. Right. And in a matter of days, he did. So think about what has happened between now and then. This woman, successful female senator, who called for fellow Democratic senators' resignation. That was kind of the height for her. And now, with that reputation, didn't take her all the way. Most recently, there were 2 polls this summer that came out, one in Morning Consult that said that only 6% of Democratic voters said that women's issues were their top priority. In another Monmouth poll, only 2% said that abortion rights were their top priority. And those 2 things were the cornerstones of her platform, as would make sense given her history with Franken. So even though she was this champion, perhaps it's not exactly what Democratic voters are looking for right now when they're perhaps more consumed with things like the economy, healthcare, climate change, not so much abortion rights.
Right. It's really interesting to hear those numbers. I want to switch gears now. You've also been covering Bernie Sanders' campaign. So what are we learning about his grassroots campaign efforts ahead of this debate?
Well, just last night I was allowed to listen into a volunteer organizing call, which is when the kind of base camp of the national campaign holds a conference call with thousands of volunteers across the country. At one point, they said they had 6,000 people on that call. They updated some of their ground game grassroots grassroots numbers on that call. They said that together, volunteers had made over 2 million phone calls, had sent over 30 million text messages to get out the word to vote for Senator Sanders. So they believe that this ground game is unprecedented in history and also in this Democratic field, and it's what's going to propel him to victory.
All right, one last candidate on your list, Cara.
Who knows? Maybe one more will pop up.
Who knows? All right, Cara Korte. Cara, thank you so much.
Thank you.